Alright guys, and welcome back to another episode of Subdivisions of Southern Illinois. This is now our third episode for the Subdivisions of Southern Illinois. There might not be very many episodes of this series either, but don't worry. If I can't make any more episodes of this series, I'll easily come up with a new one, like pretty much. So yeah, that's I will come up with a new series if I can no longer make this current one right now. And this one's doing pretty good. I mean, I like this series a lot so far. So anyway, today we're going to be talking about the CSX St. Louis line. The CSX St. Louis line doesn't get too many trains, but it's still better than the UP Mount Vernon sub in the NS Southwest District. Those two lines are stupid. The CSX St. Louis line is actually kind of cool. The traffic isn't that bad. It's not the best, but it's not the worst either. It's not that bad, actually. I mean, I would definitely check out the line one day if you ever have the chance. CSX didn't really lose too many trains from the PSR. PSR did destroy the UP Mount Vernon sub in the Southwest District. Those two lines are destroyed to just smithereens. But the CSX St. Louis line still isn't too bad. They did not lose very many trains from PSR, and I actually kind of like the line. The line was formerly owned by PRR and Conrail. A very good spot to film on the CSX St. Louis line would be in Effingham, Illinois, where the Effingham local J729 runs. It comes from Terre Haute, headed west. It goes into the Effingham yard and then turns around and heads back east to Terre Haute. That's J729. That is the local that runs on there. Well, I'd say usually maybe the traffic at the CSX St. Louis line is probably 10 to 12. I think that sounds about right, 10 to 12. CSX's daily trains are, well, here it is. For intermodals, we have Q007 and Q008 counterparts. Q008 tends to run at night a lot. Q007 is more of a daylight train. Seems like it probably runs in the morning to around noon. But the last few times I went to Effingham, I have never seen Q007. But I did see it once on my first ever trip there. Then there's also two other intermodals that come from the Union Pacific Salem subdivision. The Union Pacific Salem subdivision sends trains to the CSX St. Louis line using a connection track in St. Elmo, I believe. The two intermodal trains that come from the UP are Q131 and Q132. Q131 is a westbound train, while Q132 is an eastbound. If you see an intermodal with UP power, chances are it was one of those two. It more than likely was. But if you see an intermodal with all CSX power, it was probably Q007 or Q008. Usually Q131 and Q132 always have UP power. They're probably the most boring trains on the CSX St. Louis line. Oh, trust me, there's more boring trains with UP. There are also two sets of mixed freights that come from the Union Pacific Salem sub. There's Q686, which goes east, and Q685, which heads west. Then there's another set, and Q206. Q206 goes west. CSX has a set of their own mixed freights, Q373 and Q374. Q373 goes west, while Q374 goes east. And those are the symbols of the daily trains on the CSX line. Of course, there's also extra trains and as-needed stuff. They have grain trains. They also have coal trains that come from the UP, which is very rare to see. And there's also a ribbon rail train that runs too, and I caught it in Effingham my first time ever there. The CSX St. Louis line can be pretty interesting, but it's a good thing that UP sends trains to the CSX St. Louis line for two reasons. One, you have a chance of seeing a UP heritage unit, which has happened before, and two, that means more traffic. I actually caught UP 1996 on CSX Q206, headed westbound. It was trailing, unfortunately, but man, it was a good video. If you have a rail fan on the CSX St. Louis line, you're best off in Effingham. Effingham is an excellent place. It is an excellent hotspot. You gotta check it out one day. Effingham is great. There's been other as-needed trains too that run on the CSX St. Louis line. We also get Herzog trains. Then there's also grain trains, and I think there's also MOW. And yeah, there's a lot of as-needed on there. But the CSX St. Louis line, not a lot of traffic, but it's a pretty interesting line. And you know, I gotta say, if I were to rate this line, I'd give the CSX St. Louis line 8 out of 10. Oh yeah, that's a little new thing that I'm doing now. I'm going to be rating the subdivisions now. That's just a little new thing I thought of. I didn't do it in my previous 2 episodes, so I'll give you my opinion. I'd give the Evansville Western a solid 8 out of 10 as well. There is definitely not a lot of traffic on there, but they have a lot of interesting power, and their locomotives look beautiful. And then I give the Union Pacific Mount Vernon sub 3 out of 10. The Union Pacific Mount Vernon sub is truly a POS. Alright, well, now that you understand a little bit about the CSX St. Louis line, and you got a good understanding about the train symbols that run on there, I think it's time to show you my compilation of trains that I have caught on the CSX St. Louis line. Enjoy. Thank you all so much for watching this video. The CSX St. Louis line is pretty interesting, and if you are now interested in checking out the St. Louis line, remember, go to Effingham, Illinois, if you would like to rail fan the CSX St. Louis line, and I hope you can make it, and if you do go to the CSX for the first time ever, good luck, fellas. Till next time, peace. Happy rail fanning.